This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Always appreciate talking with Alyssa Orange from Patron Nation every Wednesday, or like last week, Thursday, on halftime when she was in Las Vegas getting set for Arkansas in the Sweet 16. Alyssa, you're back in the natural state, just like the rest of the media members are, and how are you? Any depression from the end of basketball season, or are you okay moving on?
You know what? I'm okay. You know, had I have loved to have getting ready to go to Houston, sure. But I think at the end of the day, too, that's a lot. And I'm kind of just happy to be home. And now all of us media members are congregated inside the football facility for Pro Day. So it's fun.
Tell me what you've seen so far at Pro Day. I know it's been going on for a couple of hours now.
Yeah, these are always long, and I understand they're important, and this is something that you do every year, but they're just kind of long and boring a little bit in between each one. But you enjoy being here and watching these guys. I mean, they work so hard to get ready for these moments and prepare for the NFL, and so a lot of scouts here on hand, and I think a lot of them are here to see Drew Sanders, and got to see Drew go through some drills. He did the broad jump, vertical jump, ran the 40, did some drills, some linebacker drills, and got to talk to him a few minutes ago when, he says he's feeling good. He's gotten some feedback just about, maybe the lack of experience at the position that he came to Arkansas to play with the linebacker, but just overall, just good feedback on his overall athleticism and the trajectory they see him. And then we asked him about his training, and he said, well, I'm kind of training back at home. And, most guys, it's like at a facility. He's like, well, no, like my dad's my strength coach and my mom's my nutritionist. So I'm training at home. I'm literally training at home.
I've seen like on mock drafts, like he's right there. He's not every mock draft has him first round. So it's not a given that if he's got that kind of talent. But do you think it's the lack of experience at the position specifically that you think that might keep him out of the first round? Because physically, I mean, he's got the size. I think he's got the frame to put a little more size on. He's incredibly fast.
What position is he going as? What are they looking at? What is he being looked at?
Yeah, they're looking at him as a linebacker,
like an outside linebacker, like an edge.
As an outside guy. And the reason he came here, is because he was on the line at Alabama and he wanted to play linebacker, so he came here. And so that inexperience, but you also had that versatility to do both. And so that's unique to him. But yeah, I think so. I mean, again, the biggest thing he kept saying, and he's a man of few words, so it's important if it's coming out of his mouth, is just the lack of experience that I have at linebacker. That's the biggest feedback he's gotten. It's nothing about his athleticism or anything, but just that pure inexperience. So if you see him go high second round, you're probably assuming that's why. He's still a guy you want to take a chance on and invest in, but maybe not first-round money.
Absolutely, I'd invest in him. If it's an edge rusher or a cover guy, I guess because the edge rushers are go a little higher because you want to be able to get to the quarterback. But he can do whatever it is. He's gonna make some team happy. How about the receivers, Landers and Hazelwood? How have they looked?
Yeah, they're going right now. And so saw a little bit of them before I stepped outside. And, they're looking good. Just fast, quick. Speed is a big thing, especially with Matt Landers. And he's got KJ Jefferson throwing to these guys here. Cade Fortin was throwing to some of the linebackers who were going through drills and some of the DBs. But KJ's here throwing to them. And, they look fast. They look the part. Both of those guys have been training. Obviously, with Matt Landers, he's more of a speed guy, and Jaden's got a little bit more finesse with him. I think some of the feedback with Jaden has just been his lack of experience. He never played special teams in college, and so, some of the things is like, okay, well, you're really talented at wide receiver, but can you come and play on special teams for us for a few years and develop as a wide receiver? Well, you've never played special teams in college. That's a kind of a little bit of a knock on Hazelwood.
Well, we kind of brought that up the other day. It's like you could stay here at Arkansas and do that and develop that. If you're not a number one or number two receiver, you have to play special teams, and that could be big for Landers or Hazelwood and where they go in a draft or if they get a free agent deal.
Yeah, exactly. And we have seen so many guys who have had success playing in that special teams kick return, punt return role that have been developed after 3 years in the league into really standout wide receivers. I mean, I think one of the guys that stands in the mind, just because I'm a Dolphins fan, is Jakeem Grant, who played at Texas Tech, a smaller size and stature, played on a kick return for a while for the Dolphins, and then really started to emerge as a wide receiver threat for them over a couple of years ago. So, you got to be able to have some versatility in the league, and these scouts know that. But I guess if you're Jaden Hazelwood, and depending on what's being told to him, you're going off your talent. So we'll see what happens.
Glad you bring up Miami there. I just want to switch over to basketball here, since you got opinions about Florida for good reason.
I do.
Florida State fan and grad and hater of all things Florida Gators. But I wonder how you feel about seeing an like half of the Final Four are Florida teams. Miami, Florida, Atlantic.
South
it's weird.
Florida at that.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah. But it's weird seeing Florida Atlantic there. Like Miami's been pretty good under Larinaga. FAU, man, I've been to FAU. I never pictured them in the Final Four.
It's not much exactly. And I was rooting for Kansas State. I'd have loved to see Desi Sills and Bebe make it to the Final Four. That would have been really cool. And so, but happy for FAU. I know that's exciting, and Miami is a good team. They knew they were going to have a good team with Isaiah Wong coming back, and watching him play over the past couple of years, specifically against Florida State. Obviously, he's just a good basketball player, so it's no surprise to me that Miami's kind of finally gotten some of that spotlight. That I think that they were good enough. They just would drop things here and there over the past couple of years and just never make it far enough. And so it's kind of exciting to see Miami. I wasn't born and raised in the state of Florida. I was never, had to pick one of the big three. To be all completely honest with you, growing up a Dolphins fan, I wanted to go to the University of Miami because I was like, this will be great. I'll be able to go to Dolphins games on Sunday. And then I realized after looking into the school that it's a private school and there was no way I was going to afford that. So thus went to Florida State. That's the true story.
Probably made the right pick. But at UConn, I mean, they're the out-and-out favorite. I felt that just watching them dismantle Arkansas. And we could point to this and that the Hogs didn't do in that game. UConn's done that to everybody in this tournament.
I was going to say, they turned around and did it to Gonzaga. Mm-hmm. So
that's exactly
what
right.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I won't say they look unbeatable, but they might make them a little bit close to that right now.
They seem pretty close to perfect for sure. I mean, they played almost perfect basketball against Arkansas. And we were sitting there in Vegas, and it's just like you couldn't do anything about it. They were hitting shots. They were blocking shots. They were playing defense. Anytime Arkansas seemed to capture a little bit of momentum, they stole it right back. They did the exact same thing to Gonzaga 2 nights later. And so you're seeing this UConn team playing some of their best basketball. I was leaving the arena in Vegas, and one of the guys that covers UConn who was in town for the media looked to me and said, that's the best I have seen them play all season. And so they're playing their best basketball right now, and it could lead to a national title.
I think certainly it will. I do think it will. Hey, I meant to ask about this because you do hate the Florida Gators. You're a member of the media. Softball just beat the Gators for the second year in a row in a series. It's the first time they've ever beaten Florida softball in a series in Fayetteville. When you watch an Arkansas team, now look, all of us that cover the Razorbacks, everybody's rooting for them. It's just a matter of whether they're doing it loudly or quietly. Mm-hmm. I would imagine anytime you see an Arkansas team beat a Florida team, like you can't keep that inside.
Oh, yeah. No, I get a lot of pride and excitement from that. I pay a little bit more closer attention. It's exciting. And my 5-year-old, Finn, likes to call Courtney afterwards and say, hey, Courtney, boo Gators. So I've trained him well. And so there's always that added incentive to have that phone call to Courtney once it's all said and done. So anytime Finn can say boo Gators, it's a good day for me.
Can Caitlin Clark kind of reminds me of Tom Cruise and all the right moves. That black, yellow, and black. Is there any way Phil thinks that
Ampipe High School, man?
You know what I mean, right? But Caitlin Clark can get she's got it going on. Can Iowa beat South Carolina? Do they have a chance in the women's Final Four?
I think they do. I think they definitely do have a chance. They're talented, but man, South Carolina is tough, and as much as they rely, on Kellen Clark so much at Iowa, sometimes South Carolina's got way too many weapons, and you look around that roster and you just their bench could start at a D1 school. It's so hard. Yes, they can, but South Carolina has just played so well, and they're just so. That freshman class that are now seniors, right? Your Aaliyah Bostons and your Zaya Cooks and all, they are on a mission. And I don't know if anyone's going to be able to disrupt that. I think Iowa might have the best chance.
Maybe they have
She's
the best
fun
chance.
to watch, though. It'd be interesting to see how she plays.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
as good as she is.
What is it? Haley Van Lith for Louisville?
Mm-hmm.
And, the trash talking on the women's tournament has been phenomenal. And I've enjoyed that. But she looked at her in that game and goes, "You're losing by 15.
Yeah,
Shut
right.
up."
Point at the scoreboard. Exactly.
I was like, this
classic.
is great.
I hope that happens to LSU this weekend. And there's nothing against it. It's just they're a little too talkative about things. But nobody's going to beat South Carolina, Alyssa. Look, as good as Iowa is, and I think Caitlin Clark's the best player in the country, but they're an 11.5-point underdog to South Carolina on the Bet Saracen app. Like that program, Dawn's got a juggernaut. Like they're going to win the national title this year, and then depending on who comes back next season, it might not even depend on who comes back next season, because they will have the same kind of size and the same kind of athleticism and another great recruiting class. And truthfully, I think we're about to watch South Carolina go and run off a few championships.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, and when we talk about what Dawn Staley has built there, but it's been a long time coming, and we have seen this for a while, the writing on the wall. But I don't know if I'm a women's basketball. I mean, with all respect, if I'm a women's basketball player, I'd want to go play for Dawn Staley too. I mean, there's just something about her that draws to me, and it's like that's a coach that I want to play for. So, I mean, she's doing it all the right way down there in Columbia.
She was a former player, right? Did she play at LSU?
Yeah,
She played at Virginia.
Played at Virginia.
Yeah.
From Pennsylvania, played at Virginia, yeah.
There's just something, a lot of players that, Coach Nutt, but Coach Del Rio at Jacksonville being a former player, sometimes certain players gravitate towards that.
Well, Kim Mulkey won national titles at Louisiana Tech. I mean, these are two of the best players of their eras.
That's who I was,
and they're two
Kim
of the best
Mulkey's
coaches.
who I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The difference is it's
Yeah.
the wardrobes. And it's not just
Oh, my
Mulkey.
God,
I mean,
she
everybody
looked like
focuses
a
on that
flamingo
crazy,
days
crazy
ago.
kind of like the pink feathers on her shoulders and on her arms. But like I've seen some pairs of shoes that Dawn Staley wears.
Oh, yeah.
That are scary looking.
Yeah. It's kind of fun bringing that swagger and style into the game. I like it.
And then the men's coaches are just sort of dressed in sweatsuits.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, though, man. I don't care what anyone says. I think now that I'm blanking on it, Jerry Stackhouse might be one of the best dressed
sharp dressed man right there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He's at least a deacon. Like he's OG.
He's buttoned up is what that's a buttoned up look.
All respect. He was, I think, at that Arkansas game, he was rocking that turtleneck look. Mm-hmm. I was like, Jerry, you're looking clean, man.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your college basketball betting this season. Get analysis of every play, prop, and point at BetOnline. You'll find the latest odds, bracket contests, team matchups, and game trends at BetOnline. Updated odds for everything from live games right through the Final Four and the championship game. BetOnline is where your college basketball headquarters are this season. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts.